and let's talk a little pigskin, some American pigskin, some American football here. Some drafts that I loved, drafts that I didn't love, and win totals that I am eyeing as a result. And since we played the Colston Loveland pick, it would be weird if I started with a team other than the Chicago Bears. And I did touch on this on Friday after the Colston Loveland pick, that I really like the direction of the Chicago Bears team. And I said in August, there's no way I can be in on the Bears 8.5 wins to go over with Matt Eberflus as the head coach. Like, he's a terrible head coach. Shane Waldron's a terrible offensive coordinator. Rookie quarterback with those two? Absolutely not. But I did say I'm a big Caleb Williams fan. I'm a big Roma Dunze fan. I think the Bears have got something cooking here. It's just going to not manifest itself until they get a real head coach in place. Well, they got Ben Johnson. And I don't know that Ben Johnson is going to be great. I don't know if he's going to be terrible. None of us really know. But we can project a little bit, right, off of what he did in Detroit and think that I think he's probably going to be pretty good. I mean, how could he not be better than Matt Eberflus? His schemes are absolutely ridiculous. Widely considered to be the best offensive play caller in the NFL. I love this hire for the Chicago Bears. So I've got to love the Chicago Bears this season. And it wasn't just Colston Loveland on Thursday night, who's going to be a matchup nightmare for teams, where Cole Kmet now transitioned to like the Brock Wright role in the Lions offense, now obviously with Chicago, number 2 tight end, remade offensive line, and they took an offensive lineman early in the draft as well on Friday night. The Bears did. I love the pick of Luther Burden in the second round also, whose production dropped off last year after 2 years ago was an absolute beast statistically for Mizzou. But you talk to people involved with the Bears, talk to college football fans, draftniks. Apparently that has more to do with the offensive scheme than it does with the player himself. An explosive receiver out of the slot allows Odunze and DJ Moore to both play on the outside. Luther Burden, to me, kind of feels like the Amon-Ra St. Brown of this offense. Now, Amon-Ra St. Brown's one of the best receivers in the league. So this is not to say that Luther Burden's going to be one of the best receivers in the league, but you got to love where they took him with the potential upside there, with Ben Johnson calling the plays. Caleb Williams is the point guard in this offense playing the role of Jared Goff. I think Dennis Allen is a horrible head coach. And that's not even an opinion, right? I think we kind of all accept that as fact. Not going to be a head coach again in the NFL. Had a couple opportunities. Been terrible at all of them, right? But he's an awesome defensive coordinator. I really like this team. And the division's really hard, right? J.J. McCarthy and Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota, and you trust Kevin O'Connell to get it out of any quarterback, right? After what Sam Darnold was able to do last year. Jordan Love, another season in Green Bay with Matt LaFleur. The Lions lose both their coordinators, but Dan Campbell's still there, and the roster's obviously still talented. It's not going to be easy for the Chicago Bears. But Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson and the weapons on offense. And I love the defensive coordinator. And I like both. I like this team in the trenches. 8.5 for the Bears last season? No way. 8.5 over this year for the Bears? At plus money? Plus 110 at BetMGM? Oh, hell yeah, for the Chicago Bears. Another draft I really loved. And I'm going to back this up, not just with a take I gave on the show on Friday, but with a win total over. And I actually think, I do think this. And I have to admit, it's possible that I'm getting caught up a little bit in blue hysteria. It's possible. My New York Football Giants, could they be an alt-over team this season? Really exceed expectations? Win total right now for Big Blue, 5.5. I've been on the show since 2019. I've been in sports media a long time. You all know that I am not a homer. And I've been way more pessimistic about my teams than optimistic for the balance of time that I've been doing this and for my life as a sports fan. I think there's real reason for optimism here with the Giants. Abdul Carter, some say the best player in the draft. If he's not the best player, he's the second best player only behind Travis Hunter. And Carter, hey, Mr. Carter, tell me where you been. Sacking the quarterback. Abdul Carter, they've been asking, they've been searching, they've been wondering why. His presence going to help Brian Burns. His presence going to help Kayvon Thibodeau. His presence going to help Sexy Dexy. For the first time in a long-ass time, since what? Since the Super Bowl team in 2011? This team's going to have a real identity. Defense, rushing the passer, getting after that ass. I keep going back to what Brian Dable said after what I hope it doesn't prove to be, and hopefully Jackson Dart's awesome, that otherwise disastrous win over the Colts at the end of the year in Week 17. Giants' only home win of the year at hashtag Giants100. And Brian Dable telling the media after Drew Lock goes off in that game, see what I can do with good quarterback play. I'm paraphrasing. That's not directly what he said, but that was the gist of what he said. Give me a halfway decent quarterback performance, and look what we can do. And watch me cook. Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Jackson Dart. I don't think the Giants need these guys to be Jaden Daniels to win 6 games this year in Brian Dable's offense. I'm not here to say that Jackson Dart is the next great NFL quarterback, that he's the next great Ole Miss quarterback following Eli Manning. Like, I'm not saying that. I don't know if he's going to be good or not. But I have enough faith in the quarterbacks this year that the Giants have targeted to think that they can win at least 6 games this year. And I love the rest of the draft. Everyone loves Cam Scatterbo. Thunder, the Tyrone Tracy's Lightning. Darius Alexander. Bo. The name is spelled M-B-O-W, but it's pronounced Bo, like bow and arrow. Like a stud on the defensive line, Darius Alexander, that everybody loves. And everyone loves Bo on the offensive line. I think the attitude's going to be way different with this team this year. And I'm excited about my Giants. 6 wins? I think the Giants can definitely get to 6 wins. Can they get to 9? Is it that crazy to think with the talent and the pass rush? And if Jackson Dart hits, forget it, man. They can win 10 games this year. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying I would never have said it last year. Never. Things are different now. I'm bullish for my New York Football Giants. You bet on this Tuesday. Couple more teams to run through. Win totals for this coming season. The New York Jets. I know this is kind of coming across as New York-centric, but I feel very strongly about this. And I kind of can't believe how many people, and this isn't just like I live in New York and I have friends that are Jets fans. They're all pessimistic always. They never think the team's going to be good. Never. I had to have conversations with Jet fan friends like, yeah, listen, you're not going to be good this year, but I think you're building towards something. There are so many people that do content that I respect, and they can be right. I can be wrong. I think the Jets have a chance to be decent this year. Jets win total 5.5 right now at BetMGM, juiced way over. I want to know how the hell this team's winning 6 games. How's it happening? Maybe you project them to beat the Dolphins twice, and I hate Miami this year. I love Miami's under. I don't even want to, we don't have to get into that. Honestly, I think that's the team. That's your, now 2 is probably too good for them to pick first overall, and it probably won't be that bad unless Tua gets hurt. I think that is a team with big-time dumpster fire potential, the Miami Dolphins, where things could go awry. Mike McDaniel loses the team. If Tua gets hurt, he gets concussed. Here's Zach Wilson and Quinn Ewers. Forget about it. They're going to bottom out. They're going to have the first pick in the draft next year. So I don't even think the Jets are going to be the worst team in their own division. I think Miami could. But the Jets are not going to be good. That doesn't mean that I'm not pumped for the Jets in 26 and moving forward. If Membu hits, Armand Membu, right, their first-round offensive tackle, if he hits, the Jets could end up having, with him on the right and Olu Fashanu, last year's first-round pick on the left, it's going to be one of the best tackle tandems, if not the best tackle tandem in the league. I like the direction of Aaron Glenn and Darren Moogie in this team. They're not going to be good this year, though. Justin Fields is the quarterback. He's bad. We've been there and we've done that. Now, I love Justin Fields for fantasy. He's going to be a fantasy monster this year. He might be a top 5 quarterback in fantasy. They're going to run his ass into the ground. And running is his specialty. He's going to be great at it. Who's he throwing the ball to? I think a lot of people think Mason Taylor can be special. Jason Taylor's kid who they took tight ends, right? Maybe people like Mason Taylor. But you know what? He's a rookie tight end. Do we think he's going to be Brock Bowers? Probably not. Also, Justin Fields can't throw. Garrett Wilson's awesome. Name another receiver on the Jets. We'll see if this fourth-round speedster out of Georgia can be anything. I think they're going to be bad. And honestly, they should kind of want to be bad. It's going to take a little time to get this team up and running and going here. I think 5 wins is the max for the 2025 New York Jets. But if the young players develop, you get a high pick next year, then you get your franchise quarterback, I think the Jets will be cooking with gas. Like, this is kind of like how I feel about the Bears last year, except it's not the coach, it's the quarterback. You get a quarterback in place, man, I think Jets could be really good. But not this year. Next year and moving forward. Last one. This is less of a NFL draft take. Like, whoa, I love this team's NFL draft. This is less that and more, I kind of just can't believe. Well, I can. I can believe that the number is what it is. I can believe it. But I think it's one of those that when we get to the end of the season, we're all going to laugh at it. How could this win total have been X? It's like when you say it out loud, does it make you want to laugh out loud? I'm going to present you with a quarterback, and then I'm going to tell you a win total. Are you ready? Jaden Daniels, 9.5. Jaden Daniels, 9.5. You bet the under on the Washington. I don't even want to call them the Washington Commanders. You bet the under on Jaden Daniels. Like, you win if he goes 9-8 or 8-9. Do you think that's happening? Does everybody remember a few months ago when I said on this show, ahead of the curve, Jaden Daniels is the best quarterback in the NFC. He's the best quarterback in the conference. And then he went and lit up the Lions like a Christmas tree on that Saturday night of the division round. And all of a sudden, everybody's like, yeah, man, you're right. He is the best quarterback in the NFC. Entering year 2, Laramie Tunsil brought in via trade. Connerly in the first round on the offensive line. Deebo Samuel. And I don't know what Deebo's still got to give, but can't hurt. Can't hurt. Another year for Jaden Daniels. Another year for Dan Quinn with this defense. And we're going to put this win total at 9.5. Now, I understand why it's 9.5. The Eagles are sucking up a lot of that oxygen, right, in the same division. The reigning defending Super Bowl champs, the favorites to win the Super Bowl as of right now, again, and they should be. Like, Dallas's win totals higher than I think it should be, but I understand. I get it. I get why Washington has to be 9.5. But really? Think about it, right? Jaden Daniels, 9.5. Jaden Daniels, 9.5. Is there a world where Jaden Daniels wins 9 or less games next year? I don't think there is. That's an easy one for me. And if I'm wrong, I tip the cap and say, you know what? Sports books, you were right. And I was wrong. But I think I'm going to be right. And they're going to be wrong. Because I'll be betting on the best quarterback in the conference entering year 2 to win double-digit games in 2025.